Hey, this is the second part where I am sharing about my life, about the lessons that I've learned throughout my career in digital marketing. And today I am going to share with you how I got started into digital marketing. I have a pretty interesting story that I believe by then when we finish this video you will have one strong key aspect that probably will inspire you and will help you out with your business, with your career. So my story kind of like started back in 2020. It was the end of summer, and at the time I was dating with a girl. Now, I remember that at the time I was a pretty athletic man, so I was training very consistently. One of my strengths was that I was a very organized person and ambitious when it comes to training. So everything else I was not doing, like I was pretty lazy, I was procrastinating at other things. Now at the time I had kind of like this entrepreneurial mindset and I wanted to start doing something with like regarding business. I was thinking about actually marketing because marketing was something that back then when I was just a kid and when I was playing games with my friends, like we were playing all these multiplayer games, and I remember I was like in a kind of a lobby in a game called Grand Theft Auto. Maybe you've heard about that, maybe not, but I was a pretty big fan of that. So I was like kind of an admin of like one specific lobby. So my kind of objective was to promote that lobby and to bring people in that lobby. So I was kind of like the marketing guy. Now, at that time I was a kid, like I did not know anything about marketing. I was just trying to be salesy and pushy to get people there. But anyways, back to my story. I was, like I said, I was just ambitious when it comes to training. But that specific aspect helped me a lot when I got into business. Now, how I actually got into business is this. So my girlfriend actually had to move to Spain. Now at the time I was living with my parents. I was still living with my parents. I was like 19, maybe 18 years old. And then, so she had to move to Spain. I kind of felt her like horribly because now we will not be able to see each other. So, you know, like every single kind of couple when they like love each other, you know, it's a pretty sad story. So once she moved, and before that I was talking to one of my friends and he said like he's got like one course about digital marketing, but at the time I was still like dating with that girl. She was still there, so I did not pay that much attention because pain was not that high. Now we're talking right now about like pain and marketing. When you have a big pain, then is most likely you're going to take action. So the moment when she moved, I said to myself, okay, enough is enough. My goal at the time was I have to get some money so I could go and visit her. Now you could imagine if I was still living with my parents, I did not have any money, like zero money in my bank account. And because I came from a humble family, I never wanted to go and like ask for money from my parents. It just for me felt horribly. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. As a man, you don't want to ask money from your mom, especially when you are over your 18 years old. Kind of feels when you're asking for money, kind of feels that you are a loser. So I did not want to do that. Instead, I went to my friend. I asked him if he could give me that course, and then eventually when I start making some money, I will kind of like, you know, give him something back. The funny thing is that like I kind of like rewarded him with some things, but I believe that I have to reward him like with much more things, because that course helped me a lot to see how I should view life, and that course was the first foundation for me to my entrepreneurial, to my marketing entire career. So I got the course, he gave me that course, he was very kind and he gave me that course. And from a pretty lazy person who was not that ambitious when it comes to taking action and doing things to improve your life, I started learning and I started being so focused, like laser focused into this, because I wanted to get out of my pain very, very quickly. So the first month, I was doing some things, like I was trying to learn, but afterwards, in the second month, I was even much more focused. I started working like 12, 14 hours every single day. So I was trying to find clients, I was trying to learn more about marketing, and I got into actually Facebook ads. So this was my first social media platform that I wanted to learn. Eventually also TikTok ads, but the first platform was Facebook ads. So I started learning about that a lot. And the technical things I actually learned kind of like within a couple weeks and months. But then I focused a lot on the marketing fundamentals, because to me, I knew that marketing fundamentals are the things that are going to help me to create much more compelling ads that will persuade people to take action and buy. So I could tell you that in the first 4 months, I have not got any clients. Like I was working 14 hours a day for 4 months and I did not get any clients. Now, you could imagine if you work so much, so long hours for 4 months, you kind of like feel like a little bit anxious, desperate, like nothing is working. So then what happened is, and by the way, during this time, I was working in a dormitory. Do you know actually what is a dormitory? Like a dormitory, like pretty much you are with other people in a very, very small room, because I was going at the time also to the college. So I had to stay somewhere, and eventually once the year started, I had to go to the college, which college was in a different city from where my parents live in. So it was quite difficult because I did not have a luck to stay with people who are like-minded. So the environment was like toxic, but my willpower was quite powerful, and I did not pay attention to that. I was super focused because I wanted to get out of a pain. Now the funny thing is that after 3 months, after my girlfriend moved to Spain, so in 3 months from that point, we actually broke up, because I felt that she's not that supportive, even though I'm doing so much of that for her. I want to go and visit her. So I said to myself, okay, this girl is not the right fit for me. So I called her and we were like talking over the phone, and eventually we talked a little bit less and less. So I said to her, like, we have to break up. She said, okay, it wasn't like a tragedy or like a sad story, so it was fine. But because I've been working for such a long time, I mean, like 3 months, it's not a long time, but because I've been working long hours every single day like that, I started having that identity of like an entrepreneurial person, a person who, who is heading like for greatness. So I had that in my DNA, and because of that, because I've created certain habits in my life, I couldn't kind of remove them already from my life. So then like I said to myself, okay, this is what I am going to do for my entire life. I have to figure this out, and it doesn't matter what it's going to take. I am going to do whatever it takes, and I will figure this out. So we broke up in 3 months from when she moved to Spain, and then after 1 more month, so I remember it was January 1st, 2021, I landed my first client. Now, here's the funny thing. I lost my first client within 2 weeks. Okay, I know the retention completely sucks, but I did not know anything. I was not prepared to onboard that client, but I onboarded that client to get some experience, and I charged like very, very little money. And the thing is that why did I actually lose that client? Well, let's say I was not that professional. I did not know what I am doing in the first place. Now, however, I learned from my mistakes. And that's kind of the first lesson that I want to say, is that you want to embrace mistakes, not to avoid them, because many people, they are avoiding all their mistakes. That's why they stay at the same level for their entire life. They stay in their comfort zone. You see, if you stay in your comfort zone, you will feel stuck. I know that from the first impression, it feels like when you are staying in your comfort zone, it feels like great. You don't need to worry about anything. You don't need to stress out. However, when you're staying in your comfort zone for a long time, you will feel stuck. Like I remember back then, when I was like living with my parents, I was in my comfort zone. And sometimes I was waking up and I felt like somehow not that much fulfilled, and I did not know why is that. So at the time I kind of had, like I said, like I had some of the pieces of the mindset from a person who is successful, but I did not take action. I was in my comfort zone, and that killed all the growth, all the potential that I could have. After like I've learned what not to do, I started learning much more things, and I keep learning because I am still young. Like I don't know shit in this life. I am learning all the time. Every single day I have actually a habit that I read every single day 1 hour, at least 1 hour per day, every single day. I have like lots and lots of books that I keep reading about, first of all, about marketing. Then other topics that I read is about business, leadership as well, because I want to start hiring and I want to learn how actually to lead people, because this is extremely important key aspect if you want to grow and scale your business. And it doesn't matter in what kind of industry you are in. Now, after I lost my first client, the first thing that at the time I was feeling is that I don't know what's happening. Like I worked so hard on getting my first client. It took me 4 months, and then I lost within 2 weeks. So I lost a lot of the motivation, but I said to myself, no, I have to keep going. And during my career, I had many moments when I felt that I want to give up. However, I didn't. I felt something inside me that I have to keep going. I feel that it's going to help me a lot in my life. And thank God that I kept working. Thank God that I never backed down. And what happened is that after over 2 weeks, I landed my second client, and then the third client, then the fourth client. So suddenly I started getting much more clients, and I did not know like how could I do that? Like it took me 4 months to get my first client, and then only 2 weeks to start getting much more like that flow of clients. So what I figured out is that I already had a little bit of skills to know how to onboard and get clients. The first client took me so long because I did not have the skills. And then the second lesson that I want to share with you, if you want to grow a business, if you want to scale a business, doesn't matter how big you want to be or what kind of things you have to work on, like product fulfillment, your marketing campaigns. You have to have the right skills. If you want to have a very good team who is going to do your work, you have to have very good leadership skills, which I'm working on right now. If you want to have very good customer acquisition model, you want to make sure that you're working on your advertising and marketing campaigns or on your organic kind of social media posts that are going to help you out to bring customers. If you want to retain more, you want to have retention skills. Every single thing that you have a gap in your business, that tells you that you have a gap in that particular skill. And my mentor also said that your business is a mirror of you as a person. So you pretty much dictate how successful your business will be. Hopefully that makes sense, because think about it. If, let's say, you are a high performance person, you are a person who is very ambitious, who is headed for greatness, who wants to make a difference in this world, you'll figure it out. You'll make sure that in any kind of business you are in, of course, like you need to make sure that you have a great business model, but considering that you are in a normal kind of market where the demand is relatively good, you will figure out to grow this business, because you as a person, you are the one that will do whatever it takes to figure things out. Otherwise, if you still have habits of a poor person, you are lazy, you are procrastinating, your business will never grow. Doesn't matter how many people you'll hire, what kind of like best marketers, best copywriters, best customer support you might have in your business, best product fulfillment. Because of you, because you being a lousy business owner, that business will not grow. Because like I said, your business is a mirror of you as a person. Now from that point, when I started getting more clients, I got more into learning the mindset of a successful business owner, successful marketer. I started learning more about the business itself, what actually takes to grow a business. Now, if you would ask me, if let's say I go back in 2020 and let's say me right now, like going to me when I was younger in 2020, and I would say what actually takes to be successful and to grow a business. And I'm not saying that right now like I'm a very successful person. I am still learning and I'm still growing, but I strongly believe with the path that I am right now, with my mindset, with the environment that I am right now in, I believe that it's just a matter of time when I will get there. I have my goals, I have a clear vision where I'm heading to. I will provide value in the marketplace with my knowledge in marketing, because my mission is to impact businesses with my marketing knowledge, to help them scale with social media ads. I believe that I will get there. But if I go back and I talk to younger me and I say that this is what it takes, this is the effort that it takes, I probably would question myself if actually this is what I would want to do. Because it takes a lot of stamina, first of all. It takes a lot of, long hours to work. Even now, I'm still working. I'm working like a lot, but at least I enjoy what I'm doing, and this is why it keeps me doing what I'm doing. And I remember when I was in a dormitory when I was working, where I will put here some kind of pictures and videos. You will see that I am not bullshitting you. I'm telling you like the truth. And actually, I did this because I want to document my process, and that's why I started recording these videos. Actually, my first reels, my first content that I was posting on TikTok, on Instagram reels, were in a fucking dormitory. I know it's crazy, but like it just in my mind at the time, I felt that this is actually what it takes. Doesn't matter like where I am, it's just what it takes, and I will do whatever it takes. So from that point to where I'm right now, which I live a pretty comfortable life, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough to stay here, because I know my entire potential and I want to reach my entire potential. And this is something that I also want to share with you. If you know that you have so much potential in your life, make sure that during your lifetime, you get to that point. Because when you are growing, when you are learning something, when you keep improving, you just like as a person, you will feel much happier. Like literally, I am telling you, you are gonna feel way much more fulfilled with yourself, and you are gonna improve your self-esteem, your self-confidence. Because I know for being in the comfortable zone, it feels good for just a very short period of time. But if we look for the long-term, satisfaction, you will feel stuck and unfulfilled and miserable, which most of the people out there, they feel like that. Because if we look at the statistics, more than 80% of the people in the entire world are unhappy. So what does that tell you? And look at also the number of successful people. Only less than 10% of people in the world are millionaires. So if we look at these numbers, okay, 80%, more than 80% are unhappy, less than 10% are millionaires. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you that those more than 80%, they are unhappy because they don't grow. Now, maybe you see this association that they are millionaires, maybe because they are happy. So I'm not saying that money buys happiness, even though I strongly believe that money are extremely important if you have like negative association with money, this is gonna be another obstacle for you to grow. And in fact, what I've seen, and this is something that I was also struggling, because I'm coming from a humble like family, and my parents, they have a negative relationship with money. Like, you know, probably you've heard like something like this: money is evil, money doesn't grow on trees, you know, we don't talk about money when we are eating over the table, like all these type of things. Most of us, we've heard about this when we were growing up. And what this is going to do is going to screw you up during your growth process. Usually what you will do is you will self-sabotage yourself when you start getting some kind of success. You'll get complacent and you'll do some dumb stuff. So you'll self-sabotage yourself, and then once you get to a lower level, you'll start again working and struggling to get to the point where you've been, and then you will self-sabotage yourself again and again and again, and this bad cycle is going to happen your entire life unless you change your relationship with money. I know it sounds horrible, but it is what it is, and maybe you've already experienced that. Now, to kind of solve this, I think my belief is that the only way to have a better relationship with money is to smell the lever, meaning is that to go to, you know, a better restaurant, to eat at a better restaurant, to go, you know, to an expensive watch store, to an expensive fashion brand, like to go to and test drive like your dream car, to go to open houses that are, you know, selling for millions of dollars. You want to be comfortable with a lot of money. When you are much more comfortable with much more money, that's when you are expanding your like comfort zone when it comes to the money that you are comfortable with. So you want to expand this zone so you could be much more comfortable with that. And when you, let's say that you are getting some kind of success, you're getting some kind of money, it's not like a lot of money to you like you used to be, you know, at the time. Now, when you're getting much more money, you could still feel that you could like get to a much better level, to a higher level. And it's not only about like you doing for the money, but also think about it. If you are helping more people, that instantly is gonna increase also your revenue. So also at the same time, you are helping more people to, you know, solve their problems, to get to their lifestyle, to their desired situation. So what cannot be much better in this life to help other people with their problems, with their desired situations, and in the meantime to make also money. I think this is the best kind of situation to be in. And that's something that I keep striving for my entire life. And this is going to be also my recommendation for you, because you're gonna feel much happier when you are accomplishing those things. Now, fast forward, I live in Bucharest, I'm 21, and I keep learning, I keep improving myself. I really love digital marketing, and I help business owners. This is just like, you know, my fulfillment when I see business owners, they accomplish their goals. And I want to be transparent with you also. I want to tell you what are my goals for at least like the next year. So this year I want to make sure that we hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel. It's really cool. I've seen so much potential in the YouTube channel, because I get very thankful messages from you guys on Instagram, via emails, and that makes me like, again, very happy to see that you are improving your results. You're getting much better results with your campaigns using my, like, all the knowledge that I'm sharing with you on this channel. But then next year, my goal is actually to get to 10K subscribers. Now, I don't want to go very far, but let's just stick for this year to get like 1,000 subscribers. And then in 2023, we'll be talking also about my goals for the next year. So I hope that this video was helpful for you. You've learned something meaningful from this particular video, because at the end of the day, this channel is to help you out with improving your quality of your life, to improve your business, to improve your marketing campaigns. And at the end of the day, if you could one day send me a message and say that I helped you in some kind of shape or form, it will make me very happy. So until next time, don't forget to keep working on your goals, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye for now.